The average sale price of real estate in the city of Toronto is down right now compared to where it was a year ago at this time. And the news headlines that came out when the Toronto Real Estate Board released their monthly stats for April were pretty brutal. But you could actually argue that this is good news for some sellers. I know, that sounds crazy, right? But if you stick with me for the rest of the video, and let me explain, maybe you'll see where I'm coming from. Or maybe you won't, and you'll roast the heck out of me down in the comments. My name is Jason Bondy-Sawyer. I've been a realtor in the city of Toronto since 2006, and I make educational videos like this one here to help buyers and sellers navigate the Toronto real estate market. If you want to book a call with me to discuss your real estate plans, you can do so using that first link down in the description. If you find this video valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Okay? Let's get into it. To start, we're going to look at the average sale price for each of the 5 main home types in the city of Toronto. We'll look at what those numbers were in April of 2024 and then see what they were in April of 2025 and see how much they have changed. As we go through these numbers, just remember these are averages. So not every single property in the city of Toronto has decreased or increased in value by these amounts. Starting with detached, we can see that the average sale price was $1.82 million last year. And this year, it's only $1.7 million. So if you're selling your detached home today, you're selling for around $120,000 less than what you would have sold for last year. That's a 6.7% decrease. Looking at semi-detached, the average sale price is down about $100,000. That's a 7.2% decrease. Looking at freehold townhouses and row houses, these are actually up around $125,000. So that's a 9.7% increase. Condo townhouses are down around $75,000 for an 8.4% decrease, and condo apartments are down around $55,000 for a decrease of 7.3%. So 4 out of the 5 home types are down year over year. And if you're selling today, you're selling for at a lower price than you would have a year ago. But if you're selling, there's a good chance that you're also buying something. And that is where there might be an opportunity for some sellers to actually come out ahead, even though prices are down right now. So now we're going to look at 3 typical buy and sell scenarios to illustrate what I'm talking about here. Scenario number 1, selling a condo to make the move up to a semi-detached home. In April 2024, the gap between a condo and a semi-detached home in the city of Toronto was just under $600,000. A year later, in April 2025, that gap shrunk by around $43,000. So even though the value of your condo has come down and you're selling for less today, the value of that semi-detached house that you're buying has come down as well. And in fact, it's come down in price more than your condo has. So the cost of making that jump up is actually cheaper today than it was a year ago. Also consider the fact that interest rates are lower today than they were a year ago. So the cost of carrying that mortgage is cheaper as well. Scenario number 2, selling a semi-detached home to make the move up to a detached home. In April 2024, the gap between the average sale price of a semi and a detached was just under $460,000. A year later, in April 2025, that gap has shrunk by almost $23,000. So here again, the gap between the 2 properties has come down. Now, it's not as significant as we saw in scenario number 1, but it's an improvement nonetheless. And finally, scenario number 3, selling a detached home to downsize to a condo. A year ago, the gap between these 2 home types was around $1,055,000. In 2025, that gap has shrunk by almost $65,000. So the change was even more pronounced in scenario number 3 than it was in either of the first 2 scenarios. But because you're moving down from a detached to a condo and not up from a condo to a detached, that difference is actually working against you, and you're in a worse position today than you would have been a year ago. Now, obviously, there are a number of other factors that you need to look at when you're making a real estate move. For example, a year ago, we weren't dealing with the trade issues that we're dealing with today. So if job security is a concern for you, then that's maybe going to outweigh any benefits that you're going to get from the lower interest rates or from those narrower price gaps that I highlighted earlier in the video. Another thing to keep in mind for these 3 scenarios we looked at, I'm using the average sale prices for the city as a whole. So while you might be selling your Toronto condo to buy a Toronto semi-detached house, you actually need to dig deeper and drill down and look at the specific micro markets that you're going to be buying and selling in. For example, if you're selling a condo in CO1, which is the downtown core, and you're buying a house in EO1, which includes super desirable neighborhoods like Leslieville, then those numbers are going to be far more relevant to you than what's happening in the city as a whole. Ultimately, my goal with this video is just to encourage you to go beyond the headlines, to dig deeper than the quick takes that you see online, so that you can make a well-informed and educated decision about what is the right move for you. And looking at how the price gap has changed between different home types over time is just another metric that you can use to help make that decision. If you're looking to make a move in the Toronto market and you would like some expert guidance on how to go about doing that, you can book a call with me in that first link down in the description. Over here are a couple of other videos that you're going to want to take a look at, and over here is a link to subscribe to this channel. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time.